Hey guys, this is Primeval back with part 6 of my At the Gates Let's Play. We have identified a large coal deposit. That's great. Okay, so this digger, we'll have him go and identify this deposit, and then we'll probably have him be retrained as a miner. Meanwhile, here we've identified a field of barley. Oh, I've never had barley before. We could be able to make a bunch of alcohol, which I think we do need to make definitely a bunch of the higher level resources. That could be good. Okay, that's pretty exciting. While we're up here, let's go and investigate what this resource is. And I think we will move the settlement over soon. We just finished training this farmer. Our next plan isn't for 12 turns, especially since we don't have the 2 bards going at once. I do want to have this guy train as a tiller or an oil presser, so we'll go and abandon this wheat farm, which is exhausted already, and over in the settlement we'll have this farmer leave. This farmer will go and... oh wait, is he a reaper? Oh, okay. Enter settlement, train a farmer, which is going to be 3 turns. And over here, we can make a flax plantation, which produces 4 flax per turn, requires 20 stone blocks, or a flax farm, also 4 flax per turn, requires 20 timber instead of 20 stone blocks. But unlike the farm, the plantation does not degrade the resource deposit. But otherwise, it looks like it's exactly the same. Alright, 1 permanent source of flax. That sounds good to me. Test that out. We're building up quite the stockpile of wood here. We can now train tillers. I think I want to train this farmer as a tiller. I do want a farmer down here to farm these olives. Didn't these olives used to be within our area of control? I feel like these borders redrew themselves. We fortified this pasture, which brought these horses and the large flax into our control, but it seems like it may have redrawn our borders. Let's see if we can fortify this farm. It degrades in 4 turns, which means that if we were to free this guy up... okay, let's fortify the settlement. We'll see if that costs a minimal number of weapons. It does. So we'll fortify that, and then once we're building the farm, I think we'll still be able to move the settlement without any consequence. Okay, this guy is done identifying a herd of aurochs. Which provides 30 turns of cattle. Let's go and explore a little more in this direction. Meanwhile, this farmer, we're going to go train as either a tiller or an oil presser, since their desire is to be in a settled profession. Okay, so their current mood doesn't look like it is bad enough to degrade the mood of everyone else here, but I do want to have him not be angry for much longer, especially when he's hanging around with all of these other clans. Okay, so do I want to research? Oh yeah, so with the Tinkerer, our ability to research professions is vastly increased. I don't think I'm ready to go into men-at-arms and knights just yet, although upping our gold per turn could be really good, since we are depending on the caravans for food for the most part. which means maybe getting a merchant. No, what I want is a trader who can build a trading post. The trading posts have to be, or even a trading depot, 20 treasure per turn versus 10 treasure per turn. Yeah, a trading depot. Trading depots have to be built where two small rivers meet or where a small river empties into a large body of water. Let's see, options for that are right here, which could be off of the zone of control of this olive farm once we have that built. Did the fortification of our settlement expand yet? I'm not entirely sure. What other options do we have for a trading post or a trading post depot? I think that's the only spot, really. All right, so let's definitely study traders. That'll be done in one turn. And this Reaper can identify this mysterious plant. And then we'll finish the turn and we'll see if I've forgotten whether our borders have expanded or not. Okay, good. So fortifying the settlement did push us over here. I think we should be able to drop a trading post right here, or maybe it has to go on the water tile itself. We'll find out soon, hopefully. But right now, this hunter will explore a little more. Some more animals to check out. And what we'll do, our farmer is done next turn. We can also, if we have a new clan member, train him as a trader. I think I definitely want more clans and sooner. So our next biggest fame generator would be, a patron would be really nice. That's still a ways off. Let's see, maybe someone in a military profession, like the priest. Wait, that's knowledge. The honor guard. 25 fame per turn. Or master of ceremonies is 40 fame per turn, but requires oil, cloth, oil, fine cloth, ennobled, and it's a social profession. That's pretty ambitious, but that would meet a lot of our needs in terms of fame generation. All right, let's go for the Master of Ceremonies. It's going to take a bit of setup. We'll probably have to sell a bunch of stuff just to buy those resources from the caravan. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. 40 fame per turn. That should do us quite nicely. All right, so we have another farmer trained. This guy starts as a Reaper, would likely be upset if outside agriculture, so he's fine there, and he's miserable, but that's okay. We'll have him go and set up a permanent olive grove over here. So it's probably called an olive plantation. That's going to be 20 stone blocks, 4 olives per turn. Yeah, let's get to work on that. And meanwhile, with the food, 4.5 from olives. We're not actually stockpiling any olives. Ooh, disable substitution for food. Yeah, let's do that. So now we're making 4.5 olives per turn, which is good because I can substitute them for food later, and then I can make oil or I can sell them to the caravan, which will probably be more cost effective because the amount of food consumption is capped at 1 per turn. So yeah, I think actually making 4.5 olives per turn, selling those for gold, and then buying food is going to be more cost effective than eating it right away. The only downside is if the caravan that arrives has no food for sale. Then we might be in trouble, especially if the following caravan is more than 13 turns away. But it shouldn't be a complete disaster because we do have other resources that we can farm, and if we need to, we can eat some of our animals, or maybe get some horse and cheese production going. All right, let's identify this herd. And over at the settlement, we'll retrain this guy to be a tiller, and tiller, please. Oh, we need 30 tools for that. Okay, let's train him as an oil presser for now, and then we'll make him a tiller when we buy some tools. So we actually have a lot of things that we want to purchase from this upcoming caravan visit. And we maybe won't be able to afford getting them all at once. Okay, so the neutral farmer that we captured is now happy because he's in a settled profession as an oil presser, 2.5 oil per turn, and still getting a bunch of olives in. That should be good. Meanwhile, these guys can switch over to producing treasure. Our flax plantation is online, and I think, let's see, we want to probably stop eating flax as well. Flax. Oh no, we're just straight up collecting that. I guess they don't actually eat flax seeds around here. Oh, and our production of flax is 7.5? Wow. Why is that so high? Is it because it was a large... I think the flax production was originally supposed to be 4 per turn, but I guess because it's such a large field, we're getting bonus production? Or is it, oh, this guy is the fastidious one. Oh, increased by half? That's fantastic. Excellent. And then probably the fact that he is 2 families provides a buff there as well. Ah, that's great. Okay, so one of our olive farms has degraded significantly. This guy might come back and put up another flax field in a moment. Alright, so this guy has identified another flax field. We'll just have these... Oh, a bandit. Okay, well, this hunter has more power than the bandit, so we'll just put him on this hill. He'll have a slight terrain bonus, and it'll protect our forager / reaper. Meanwhile, we'll just cancel her planned movement, and we'll bring this spearman over to go and deal with the bandit. Okay, so the caravan's here. First priority is to stockpile at least 24 food, although right now they don't have any food for sale. That is potentially quite problematic. They do have animals for sale, so maybe I should buy some of those. And I think I need to research some cheese making. Okay, okay. First things first. We want tools because we would like to make ourselves train profession a tiller, which will double our output of olives, which we can eat. So that sounds good. And so for that we need 30 tools. So I think that will be our first priority from the caravan. Things we can't eat and don't need right away. Stone. We can definitely sell a bunch of that. And not only that, but we make extra money by selling stone to this particular caravan. So we could sell it all. Maybe having a small stockpile of stone on hand wouldn't be bad. So let's sell most of it since we have a really good price from the caravan right now. We'll sell it down to 20 stone. Oh, we're still making stone per turn. Okay, let's sell it all. I'm fine with that. Okay, so now we have a lot of money. Okay, so tools. We're going to use 30 tools to make ourselves a presser, and then having a stockpile of tools on hand would probably be good. Let's buy enough so that we have a round number of tools. We currently have 20 tools. I guess we'll buy the full 30, clear the caravan out. I thought we had a small stockpile of tools, but I guess not. Okay, so that's all the tools. We don't want to buy iron, coal. We don't need boards right away. We've got plenty of timber. All right, so that means we can either buy some steel. Oh, there's armor for sale. We need armor if we're going to ennoble anyone. Ennobling costs, so the Master of Ceremony, we're going to need 30 oil, 10 fine cloth, and someone who is ennobled, which requires 10 fine cloth and 10 armor. So 30, 20, 10. Let's see if we can afford all of that, and if the caravan even has all of that available. So they only have 10 fine cloth for sale. Let's buy 10 of that. And then oil, I think we can probably make our own oil, in which case we also need armor. The caravan only has 15. Let's buy as much of that as we can. So that means we'll need to sell down some of our iron or wood. Sell down a little timber. We'll sell 20 of that. Maybe sell down 20 of our iron as well. Buy all of the available armor. And just in case we need to eat some of these animals, let's buy some more sheep. Buy 7 sheep. Sell down a little more of the iron and the timber. And we'll buy up for 10 sheep. So I know for cheese making, the increase in cheese happens at increments of 5 or 10. Let's double check that. Cheese maker. Oh yeah, increments of 5. So if we have 25 sheep, wait, no, increments of 10. If we have 30 sheep, we would make 20 cheese per turn. That sounds pretty good. Okay, let's see if we can buy another 10 sheep. For sheep, we need a little more. Let's go and sell down a little more iron and sell down some of this timber and then buy another 10 sheep. Okay, yeah, this looks good. Cool. And then having more clans would be good, but we won't be able to make the Master of Ceremonies just yet. Let's switch this over to cheese making then. And idle clans. I'm fine with them making this much brick. Maybe retraining this guy. We probably have enough brick. I could retrain him as either a tiller. Oh, we do need this food soon. I think cheesemaker is what we need. Okay, let's do that. But the cheesemaker is going to take 2 turns. We could retrain our oil presser as a tiller. To increase our olive production, which we might have to end up eating. Okay, so yeah, we'll just retrain him now. And we can enable food substitution and finish the turn. And if the next caravan is more than 11 turns away, then we will definitely have to ramp up our local food production. Okay, so those bandits are attacking our hunter. We did survive, which was just fine. Okay, the next caravan is in 5 turns. We'll probably be able to buy food from them, but just in case, let's make sure we have a lot of our own local food production. We're currently making 11.95 olives per turn, and that's off of just these 2 olive farms, and hopefully our tiller who's upping that production. So again, that was almost 12, and that's from 7 and 5. That doesn't seem to be modified. Maybe it takes another turn to kick in, or it modifies these values directly and I've just forgotten what their original values were. Oh yeah, so this guy was exhausted, so he used to be making 2 point something. So that's already applied directly to the farm. Okay, that's cool. And then the flax plant is making 12.5 flax per turn. So yeah, that's all working out pretty well. Now we're not losing nearly as much food per turn. We've identified, or we've arrived to identify this deposit. And this reaper can go and check out that unknown resource. This hunter should probably protect this guy. We'll have them hang out together for now. And where was my spearman going? Yeah, we're gonna go and have him join up with the hunter and then try to clear this camp. We should be able to. Their power is currently half of our spearman's power. So our settlement is probably good to move now. I don't know if I need to be making all of this brick. I do want to have a good stockpile on hand. I want to make at least 3 more permanent buildings, so turning all that coal into brick for the next little while is fine. We'll leave that as is. Let's make some treasure. We can now train cheesemakers, but I don't think it'll be urgent until we find out whether or not that caravan is going to deliver food to us. Although by then it might be too late, because I'm not sure how much olive production we lose over winter. We should be able to make cheese over winter though. I mean, thematically that definitely works. Okay, so we won't worry about switching any of our brick makers over to cheesemakers just yet. Have this guy stand over here and dig in. So cheesemakers is done. Shepherds require steel tools, but they increase our animals per turn. That would be really good. And I think just to be safe, let's research butchers in case we need to turn our animals into meat, and that will do so extremely efficiently. It's 100 meat, which I think is 100 food from just 2 animals. So yeah, we'll research butchers as a backup plan in case this caravan doesn't have a lot of food for us. Okay, our stone quarry has degraded. That's this guy right here. So our miners, we have 3 degraded mines. And we have a coal deposit here and something over here to replace them once we move our settlement north. I think we should probably move our settlement north soon. Let's just produce that treasure, and yeah, let's start moving north now. That's the tiller. Okay, So we'll pack up and finish the turn. Oh, meanwhile, we do want to move, probably set up another flax farm over here, or maybe even wheat. I don't have any bakers. I'm already, so if we go and look at the settlement, the tiller also doubles production from wheat. Maybe having, yeah, getting into some more diverse production, is that what we want to do? We could build a stone wheat farm. I think, yeah, okay, let's do that. We'll abandon that farm and we'll send our settlement up north, over this way. Spearman can go meet up with this archer. They'll form up an army and then we'll clear that bandit camp. Attila has important matters to discuss with us. Probably nothing good. Ooh, a vast deposit of salt. That'll be really good, especially if we're going to start making meat from these animals. Oh, that's great. Okay, so this digger, we can have him identify this deposit for now, and then we'll probably train him. I mean, we already have 3 miners who we're going to go abandon these exhausted mines and mine the new coal and salt deposits. So not a rush there. This farmer, that was a large olive grove, but also exhausted. Let's start over on the wheat. And Attila wants 10 treasure, or we can gain reputation by rejecting him. I think that's what we want to do. If it encourages him to send an army our way, that could be bad because we're not really ready for that, but it would make this playthrough more exciting. The first few maps, or the last map I played when I was getting a feel for the game, was super crowded. We were surrounded by bandits and other tribes, and that made for a much more exciting playthrough. I'm sorry that the map that we spawned this time around, we've only encountered the odd bit of bandits. Otherwise, we've had a lot of space to ourselves, which was really fun in terms of having breathing room to figure out the tech and resource tree, but not nearly as constrained as it could have been. Okay, so these guys can merge into an army, and we'll go and attack. We can pillage these guys and finish the turn. And we'll see if there are any repercussions from spurning Attila's demands. Okay, the caravan has arrived. We'll save dealing with the caravan and finding out if they have any food for episode 7.